here I am again making another video talking about where he's not a free agent, but he could definitely be on the move this off season, given that the Hawks have been a monumental disappointment these past few years. They made moves to get people like Dejounte Murray, got rid of Cam Reddish, who I really felt like was poised to have a bright future with Atlanta after coming alive in the playoffs the year they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. And they could have moved John Collins, but for some reason did not move him and kept him on the team. And in the playoffs, he had a pretty mediocre run. In my opinion, John Collins, with his athleticism, him even extending out to the three-point line, even though it's not a consistent jumper, he should be averaging like 18 and 10 at least, or at least like 18 and 8. His numbers definitely took a drop off. Trae Young, on the other hand, though, averaged 26 and 10 this past season for the Hawks, but it's rumors swirling around that the Lakers are going to try to go after him. And honestly, I wouldn't be upset with it. I would want to see Trae Young be paired with LeBron and AD, but LeBron would have to come off the ball. Like, LeBron can't pick and choose when he wants to be on the ball. If LeBron has it in his mind that he's going to be the LeBron we all know that will he will take on basically the point guard duties while trying to be that primary scorer, then do not get a point guard like Trae Young. You had D'Lo, who wanted to have the ball in his hands, so not only could he score, but he could move the ball and set people up. And as I stated in my video with D'Lo, when he had the ball in his hands, offense moved, offense improved, and his confidence went up. If you put Trae Young in a situation where he's not going to have the ball like that in his hands, and you expect him to be a catch and shoot type of player, which he's not. Most of his threes come off of the dribble. Like, that's how he gets cooking, that's how his confidence starts brewing. Even like you see it in these clips, he's getting catch and shoot looks, but he does most of his damage with the ball in his hands. Taking the ball out of his hands will literally stifle his game and hurt his game. His numbers would drop. So if I'm the Lakers and I'm looking for PGs, I'm looking at the availability of Dame and I'm looking at the availability of Kyrie. Guards that can go score and they don't need the ball in their hands. As it's shown when it comes to playing with LeBron. Kyrie has shown that he does not need the ball in his hands all the time. But when it's time to go get a bucket, LeBron will concede and let Kyrie work out. And with Dame is just a pure scorer. He's not the guy that you have to look, like, you don't look towards Dame for facilitating. But if you're looking for facilitating the ball, moving it around, then you go get Trae. But I don't think the Lakers would be the best situation for him. I've also seen rumors talking about Trae Young being on the move to the Celtics, which for Tatum's sake, he needs a point guard. That is the main thing that the Celtics are missing. But it's also looking like Jaylen Brown is not going to be with the Celtics much longer because he's asking for he's due for a supermax and he's expecting to get it. And I do believe that they're gonna probably end up either letting him walk in free agency, or I mean they possibly could do a sign and trade so they don't lose out completely on Jaylen Brown. But I already know that his future is definitely in jeopardy, especially after losing in the conference finals. And I'm not gonna sit here and blame JB and just be like it's just his fault, like people are trying to make it seem, because Jason Tatum was not playing all that good in the playoffs. He had some good games, but Tatum was definitely bullshitting at points. They shouldn't have made it out that series against Philadelphia due to that very fact that Tatum was shitting the bed. So if they could pull off a trade for Jaylen Brown and snag Trae Young, they get 10 times better for sure. Tatum would officially be the guy, not having to concede to nobody. They have Derek White, who has shown that with he could get you a cool 15 to 18. And if Marcus Smart can play like he played in the playoffs during the regular season, that's another elevation. And Marcus Smart could slide, him or Derek White could slide to the 2. From there, the Celtics would really just have to go into free agency and get some more valuable role players that could really, really, really help swing the tide for them. Because Jaylen Brown and Tatum literally fight over touches. And when both of them are not on, they're getting blown out. So I just think that Brown needs to be off the team. But Trae Young definitely would help the offense a lot more if he ended up in Boston. I'd said D'Lo could go to Miami, but Trae Young could very much be a useful piece in Miami. Hell, Miami could very much win the finals against the Nuggets because they just have the heart and the drive to really get after it. It doesn't matter. They've shown it does not matter the team. They have the heart, the athleticism, the defensive prowess to literally bang with the best of them. But their main Achilles heel is point guard play. Because when offense breaks down, they do not have a player that can literally settle them in and get them back on track. So if they're looking to go forward and make, even, I guess you could say, make a more convincing playoff run and, cement themselves as a top team in the East, they're going to need a point guard going forward. Like, they're going to need a point guard. Jimmy Butler's not going to be able to carry all the time. Even though he's done it this postseason, and even though he's had the help of Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent and even Duncan Robinson, he's going to need more help. I'm calling it now. Mavericks. Another team I would if I'm the Mavericks, I'm definitely calling about the availability of Trae Young and what y'all would need from me. What would we need to give up to snag Trae Young? Cause Luka needs a point. He needs a true point guard. Kyrie is more so. Kyrie is not Cleveland Kyrie, like rookie first 2-3 year Kyrie, when he was more so concerned with scoring the ball. That is not the same. It is not the same Kyrie that he once was. This Kyrie is more so concerned with getting buckets and a massive defensive liability. And don't get me wrong, Trae Young definitely does not have lockup, but he is sneaky. He's very sneaky when it comes to getting steals, whether it's in the passing lane or just little shiesty pickpockets. So they need that's the Mavericks is a team. They need a point guard to settle them in that can move the ball. Having two ball dominant players that both try to handle the point guard duties literally halts everybody else's progress. Tim Hardaway Jr. can't even really. He's supposed to be catch and shoot, and niggas don't set him up like that. And I don't know what they beef with Christian Wood was, but literally, Christian Wood is a lob threat. He thrives off of having point guards that feed him the ball in situations where you could literally throw it up and let him slam it down, or literally get into the lane and dump it off to him, and that's an easy dunk. Christian Wood had a below average season, and they not even finna bring him back. So that says a lot about that. And then when you look at the Hawks, you got to think, if they pull off that trade, they could probably snag the Mavericks pick from them, which I believe is a top 10, top 11 pick. So it will put them in great position for the future. But if they don't want to get rid of Trae Young, then the next step would be building around Trae, Dejounte Murray, and Clint Capela. I feel like those three should remain the core of what they want their team to be. I'm not all the way sold on DeAndre Hunter, but he's shown flashes that he could be a great 3-and-D player going down the stretch if he stays healthy, because he has not stayed healthy for the Hawks, and it's hindered them not only in the standings but come playoff time. John Collins has to get the fuck. I'm sorry, John Collins has to literally go. They have to find somebody that would be willing to trade for him, because it's somebody that's gonna think they could use his services. Get John Collins up out of there. I would definitely move him for either a pick or move him for a valuable role player that could literally do what he does at a cheaper price. Because John Collins has literally shit the bed like when the Hawks have needed him. So yeah, I don't know what the play here is for him, but he doesn't need to be with the Hawks no more. The main thing that hurt the Hawks in the playoffs is shooting. Trae Young has to be way more consistent when it comes to three. During the season, I'm pretty sure he shot a good clip from three, but in the playoffs, he shot like hot ass. Like that, and that's supposed to be his expertise besides passing. When he's not doing that, he's holding the team back, literally. And when you have guys like Dejounte Murray, who's more so of a slasher, and I'm going to get to the mid-range type of player, and then you got to rely on John Collins from three, like, of course. But they still managed. I give them credit for making it a series against Boston. That series literally told me everything I needed to know about the Boston Celtics. Because, like I said, they should have been out the last round. They should not have been in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just the fact that they was dealing with choke artists like Joel Embiid and James Harden. So, you know, here we are. It's many ways this could go with Trae Young. It's definitely going to be teams in the league that need a point guard to settle an offense in. Brooklyn Nets is another team as well, because like I said, Spencer Dinwiddie is not the answer. If they think Spencer Dinwiddie is the answer in Brooklyn, they're going to be a poverty franchise for a little minute and probably waste away the prime of Mikal Bridges if they don't move him, and Cam Johnson. So you could see a Trae Young for Cam Thomas and probably one of them first round picks. If I'm a GM, I would low key try to pull it off. So we'll see going forward.